Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to talk about what I think is the single most important positional awareness cue that applies to the squat, bench, and deadlift with how the overall lift feels. And this is going to be the ability to learn how to depress and retract your shoulder blades. This is something that you need to learn how to do on the squat in terms of setting yourself on your back with the barbell, keeping that chest up, that good thoracic expansion that we need to have a really solid squat base. Because it's, a strong squat starts with the shoulders. It's important in the deadlift with depressing and retracting the scapula so that we can have long arms. We can also reduce the moment arm between the hips and the barbell, which will result in a more efficient movement pattern and more force output. And it's also important on the bench press for that thoracic expansion in our chest to bring our chest up to the barbell, protect our shoulders to keep them safe and healthy, and be able to tolerate more training volume, shorten the range of motion, have more force output. So this is something that I see lots of lifters struggle with, and just understanding how to do it. And so in this video, I wanted to just kind of demonstrate essentially what exactly I mean. And this is mainly for my clients because this is what I tell them all the time. This is something I just realized I have had to say and teach just over and over and over again to essentially every single client that I, come in contact with, is just how to actually do this. Like, what does this feel like? And so I'm going to just kind of show what the movement kind of looks like just by using like my cutoff tee, so you can kind of just see how my shoulders move. So when I'm going from so this is going to be just me standing normal. You can kind of just see I'm just kind of just chilling. This would be quote unquote like a neutral shoulder position, right? So when I'm going to depress and retract my shoulders, I'm going to basically do is pull my shoulders down, pull them back, and from this point my shoulders are elevated. From this point I'm going to actively go from this point to pulling them down and forward. So what that basically is going to do is allow my chest to get up, and I'm going to pull back and down to maintain that position. What this also does, if you look at my back, you can kind of see with how my my upper traps look. You can just see how when I go like this, I'm automatically locking in my upper back. Everything's kind of tight. You can see there's a shelf, and from this spot, it's a very, very strong position to press from, to pull from, and just set the bar on your back in terms of a squat. You can also see that when I'm going from just standing like this, it's not a super stable looking position. If somebody was to go and like push something or put 500 pounds on my back, I'd probably do this. I probably would bend forward. When you pull your shoulders back and down like that, what happens is you create all this tension, all this tightness that is really, really good and supportive. So some drills that you guys can do before you are doing a lift, if you're having a hard time with that, with really what that feels, is doing a straight arm lat pullover with the cable, which is going to be where you get the cable in front of you, and I want you to think of pulling back and down. And when you get to the bottom of it, you should think about having that chest high, and in this position is going to basically teach you that's where you want to be on the squat, on the bench, and on the deadlift. And I found that you don't need to go super heavy on that. You can go like 20 reps, very, very lightweight. Just get yourself understanding what that feels like. One last cue that I wanted to just include in this video, and besides the lat pullover thing, was essentially this little drill with your arms that you can kind of go from just pulling your palms out and just puffing your chest up and pulling them. If you just go like this, pull your chest high, like puff your chest out, and put your palms out, you're going to feel what that feels like. That's what that depression and retraction feels like, that external rotation. This is really, really beneficial in deadlift and pretty applicable because you can take in your air, go and just do that, and that's what I do on my deadlift. It helps me out a lot with just feeling what that feels like. But you can also do it before bench, and then just really be like, okay, like what does that feel like? And same thing with squat, with how much air is in your chest. So that's a really simple like little drill, just going, chest up, palms out, just palms out, chest up. It's going to give you that feeling. So In addition to the straight arm pullovers, that's how I would do. And then in your warm-ups, when you get underneath the barbell on the squat, it's the same thing. This is one of the reasons why with my clients, I say elbows forward, chest up, and pulling those elbows down towards the hips, because that's what's going to allow, if I'm just like this, you can kind of just see my shoulders are going to go back and down, and I go from having that protracted position to that retracted, that strong stacked position with the ribs up. So that's, and then with deadlift, what that does is that creates longer arms for the deadlift, and then on the bench press it protects your shoulder blades and reduces the range of motion. So if I go from like being like here, you know, if I'm just laying on the bench, just normal, you know, this is what it looks like. If I pull my shoulder blades down and back, it looks like that. It's a lot stronger. I have more external and internal rotation. I have more internal rotation on my shoulder blades, which is going to keep my shoulders more safe, more healthy, and have a little bit better overall longevity into the sport. So this is something that's really important to just learn how to understand how to do. I recommend doing lat pullovers to help learn what that feels like. I don't like band pull aparts. I feel like, you know, or lat pull downs, because it just doesn't train like that same feeling. Straight arm cable lat pullovers, where you're going again like this, down and back, to help with that scapular positioning. You know, maybe just pause at the top for a little bit, feel what that feels like, and then, you know, try to apply that to the squat, bench, and deadlift, and that's going to just really help you unlock new strength potential. You're probably going to have a little bit less nagging injuries if you're going to be able to have proper, you know, a little more efficient technique. So yeah, give this a shot. Hopefully this made sense. If you guys have any questions, just ask them down in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.